That feels pretty even. How's that? Okay, good now? We're here today to celebrate a very exciting launch, AnteoTech's new rapid COVID testing platform that will be exported to the world. Last year, when it looked like we were going to avoid the worst of the waves that were going through other countries, we realised we had an opportunity here in Queensland, indeed an obligation, to step up and to do the technology development that the rest of the world would need as they continued to battle the pandemic. And so we put aside some funds from our COVID response fund. So that was a $1.2 billion fund. We put $50 million aside to support Queensland companies to create jobs here, export products, and help the rest of the world to deal with the pandemic. And that's exactly what AnteoTech has been able to do. So we're incredibly proud to have been able to support them. Really proud that a Queensland company will be helping the rest of the world, and of course this means jobs and investment right here in Queensland. I'll let AnteoTech say a bit more.
Thank you, Deputy Premier. Our Queensland scientists have produced a rapid diagnostic platform of global significance. It's a 15-minute test platform that can help economies open up by screening people at airports and other mass gatherings. It has a COVID-19 antigen rapid test, which is one of the most sensitive tests in the world, and we're very pleased to launch it today. We would not have been able to come to this position that we're in without the generous support of the Queensland Government, and we're very, very grateful that the Queensland Government came to us with that support at a time when we needed it most. So thank you, Deputy Premier, and thank you everybody for attending our launch today.
You mentioned airports. Is that primarily where you see this being utilised, this technology?
Anywhere where there's a mass gathering or people that need to move across borders and need an antigen test or a rapid test, this product is perfectly suited for that application. So any mass gathering, whether it be cruise ships, stadiums, airports, this tool is perfectly designed for that application.
There are other rapid testing kits on the market. What about this is different than the other ones?
So our rapid test platform is one of the highest sensitivities in the world. So it's a very high sensitivity. So it picks up, virtually everybody that needs to be tested. It can be used in multiple uses, both with nasal, pharyngeal, and saliva, and not many other rapid antigen tests do that. And it's a platform that we're going to produce multiple tests on. One of those tests is a test for sepsis, and sepsis is a condition that has a higher mortality rate in the world than COVID-19. And so we will be releasing that test next year.
Some of the other tests that are on the market are personal tests, and they're designed to be used by individual users. Is this that sort of a platform? Is this designed to be used by authorities or someone in charge of an airport, for example?
Yeah, it's more aligned to a mass gathering type approach. It's a desktop device, so where you've got lots of people that you need to screen very quickly, the EuGeni platform will do that very, very efficiently. And that's what we designed it to do. There's other technologies out there that are for more personal use, and we're looking at those opportunities as well.
Can we distinguish between people who may have had COVID but are now clear of it, and also people who are vaccinated against COVID? Can it pick up antibodies from those people too?
The current test detects whether a person is carrying the antigen, despite whether they've been vaccinated or not. If you've been vaccinated, you can still carry the antigen, and that's what this test does. There's other tests that are out there, and we're looking at the potential for us to develop those tests that measure the antibody and how well you're protected if you've been vaccinated against the disease.
So is there any risk of a false positive if you haven't been vaccinated against the disease?
Not at all. It's a detection method for the antigen. If you're carrying the antigen, we will detect it.
And have you had any interest from offshore markets or in Australia for the product?
Many. We've set up our manufacturing in Europe, and we're CE approved in Europe, and the European market has taken a great interest in our product, and we'll be rolling out there very, very quickly.
It's just a bit of a win for the little guys.
when the pandemic broke out and we witnessed the diagnostic firms, the multinational diagnostic firms, roll out hundreds of resources and millions of dollars of diverted capital, we started off with 5 scientists. And that's all we could apply to this project. And a year later, they've delivered a platform of global significance.
In terms of regulatory approval, the TGA obviously is yet to approve this, but you're going to apply to the TGA to have this put through?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're doing that now, and we'll be asking the TGA to accelerate our application and our approval. And as soon as we've done that, we'll be applying the product to the Australian market.
It obviously picks up active virus. Turnaround time from being infected to it showing up on this, do you know how quickly it would show up?
Yeah, so days onset of symptoms, but most people within a 5-day period have symptoms, and we are picking up people before they have symptoms. So just before they start to have symptoms, we've got case studies where we've picked up that the person is positive. So it's a very highly sensitive test. All good?
Just one thing.
Sure.
Do you want this test to be used in Queensland?
Well, I understand that the TGA is looking at it, and obviously we'd encourage them to put it through their rigorous testing regime once it is authorised for use in Australia. I think there are lots of different scenarios where it could be useful.
Do you see this as a part of Queensland's strategy to contain the virus going forward?
It's not something that we need right now, but as we do look at ways to open up more, then it could be useful, and certainly we'd like to have it approved and available. But right now, the most important thing is that we get it into countries right around the world that do have an immediate need.
You contributed some money to Ellume in its final sort of stages to expand its testing facility, its manufacturing facility. You've come in at a much earlier stage on this. Was that because you missed the boat on Ellume?
No, we've supported Ellume throughout the process. Companies come to us when they need that support, and we consider it based against a series of criteria, including how enabling government funding can be, what kind of jobs can be created. So there's a lot of different things to be considered. But I consider both AnteoTech and Ellume fantastic success stories of this program. Things that probably wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the hardship of last year and the opportunities that we saw in Queensland's successful health response.
Just on the numbers themselves, quite high, but I understand it's mainly related to the vessel off Sunshine Coast. What is the update with that?
So 7 of the new COVID cases reported today are on a gas freight ship currently just off the coast near Mooloolaba. We've been working with them for some time as they steam down from the state's north. Queensland Health is very good at this. They work with Maritime Safety Queensland and with the ship to ensure testing occurs, to ensure that health services are provided, and they'll be making decisions about where best to provide those health services, whether that's on the ship or in one of our hospitals. 7 positive cases today. It's possible that we'll see more over coming days.
Are you expecting it to dock in port, or more looking at treatment?
Well, look, at this stage, they're staying off the coast near Mooloolaba. We're able to access them. Our health workers are able to access them from there. But as always, decisions will be made based on what's in the best interests of both the patients and the safety of the community.
Is it the case that some might just stay on the vessel if they're not particularly ill and stay there?
Certainly in previous cases like this, we've been able to ensure that they get the healthcare that they need on the vessel. There's consideration that needs to be given about whether they can be quarantined on the vessel and reduce the risk of spreading to other crew. There are all the kinds of things that Dr. Young and the Queensland Health team and Maritime Safety Queensland are very good at working through.
And we've got a crisis at the moment in India. What are we doing in terms of the Australian citizens that are children? Are we making any effort to try and get them back?
decision made by the Prime Minister to stop incoming flights from India will leave some Australians stranded there. We support that decision. It was the right decision in the interests of our hotel quarantine system and our ability to keep bringing people back from other parts of the world. But clearly from here we'll need to work with those families to make sure that they have support in India and can return once we can safely bring them back.
And in regards to the Olympics upcoming, there's thousands of athletes and volunteers heading over there and families. With the quarantine process on their way back, is there any talk between the state and federal government to make maybe a bit more lenient on their quarantine?
That would be up to the Australian Olympic Committee to make an application for a special COVID-safe plan for quarantine return. I'm not sure if they've done that, but it would certainly be open to them. You'll be aware that we've had arrangements like that in place for returning cricketers, for movie crews. So there is a mechanism. There is a mechanism to do that. Whether they do that in each respective state or in one state with the entire team, they're the kinds of considerations that the AOC needs to make. I was pleased to hear today that those athletes will be provided with early access to the vaccine. I think we all want to see them compete well, but compete safely. Look, not that I'm aware of, but that doesn't mean they're not talking to the health team. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do the demo. Yes, demo.
Demo.
What are you doing? Sure that's happening.